You are the only Christ, the only Lord, the only God and Father of all. Having conceived the play, you are playing every part, and each in his own wonderful time will play the part of Jesus Christ. For in the end we all know that we are God. Then you will hate no one, for you will realize that we agreed to play all the parts while hiding behind the masks we wear. Now completely masked, we think we are many and do not recognize ourselves as the one who conceived and predicted the play of life. You are not now in a fatalistic state. You fell into the state because it was arranged in the beginning that you could fall into and move out of every state. So keep on going and complete the play, for when the play is finished, you turn around and return to the very being you were in the beginning. Now a gentleman wrote saying, I saw a man about 26 years of age. He had golden curls on his head and seemed to be sunk into the ground. Two men appeared to be working on the top of his head towards the back of his skull. As I watched, the young man raised his arm and, touching his head, he put his hand into his skull. Curious, I came closer to see an enormous skull made of clay or some form of plastic, which was completely empty. Moving to look at the front of the man, the scene changed, and now I see his chin resting on the sands of the desert. The mask looked like those shown in Africa or Hawaii, where you only see the mask but never the wearer. I knew I was seeing a mask, but its wearer was unseen. That is the world. You don't know it. But when you are looking at a seeming other, you are seeing an intimate being, one you knew in the beginning, one you will remember when all of the masks are removed, for we are all wearing masks in order to play this play called life. In this world, imagination plays the role of the weak man, the strong man, the poor man, and the rich man. For the roles were conceived in the beginning by imagination, and imagination is playing all the parts. You, imagining, are God, who is all imagination. That's all there is. The universe is nothing more than imagination creating while it is fast asleep. You and I move from state to state, either deliberately by knowing what we are doing, or unintentionally by falling into a state as we read the headlines of the paper, listen to the radio, or watch TV tonight. And although you may know none of the facts, if you accept what is said, you will fall into a state and buy things you do not need. You will fill your house with all kinds of trivia that you have no room for because imaginations is operating. Someone conceived a plan to get you to empty your pockets and buy their products, and you will, because imagination is sound asleep. And imagination will continue the journey until you turn around and head for home by becoming more and more awake. Those who think they are so very wise in this world know nothing about Jesus. Only the seers, the mystics, know who he is. Only those who have seen the light he claims he is, and knowing his form without seeing the face, know him. There are not thousands of lights, but only one vast infinite light. If one takes on a white light and another multicolored lights, it's still the same wonderful light of Jesus only. There is only God who is playing all the parts. And in the end, you will know that you are light, that you are spirit, that you are God from personal experience. But tonight, as you sit here, you can mentally shut out the facts of life and move anywhere in your imagination. Do that, and no one looking at you physically can tell where you have mentally moved. And if you dwell in imagination where you would like to be, and see what you would see were you there, you will have moved within your own being. Persist, and everything here will die because of your move within God. In the beginning, the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, saying, wherever you go and stand, I will give you. You were given everything in the beginning, and one day, having finished the play, you will begin to awaken. Then I, who came out first, will stand there as an anchor for all to come through by performing the same deed. You will be drawn by a fiery brooding upon this wonderful mystery, drawn to the risen Christ, who is formed out of all. As you enter, we fuse, and the mortal you reassumes immortality. You fell into the mortal state in order to experience death, and when you turn around, you rise to become one with immortality. I tell you, you are the Lord God Jehovah, who conceived the play and deliberately entered it. You did nothing wrong. It was an adventure, and without adventure, what is life? If someone left you $1 billion so you could be cushioned for the rest of your life here, they would be robbing you of your creative adventure. In the beginning, you left all by emptying yourself of all that you were aware of being. Then you took upon yourself the form of a slave. Wearing a slave mask right now, no one knows who you really are, and you cannot recognize those who you have known throughout all eternity. Benny came to my home a week ago, and sitting beside him, I could see nothing but love pouring forth from him. I couldn't see his face, for his skin is dark, but when I looked at Benny, all I could see was the being of love I knew in eternity. In the beginning, we were all the Elohim, which is a compound unity of one made up of others. Benny has a dark skin as I have ever seen on a man, and I am as fair as man can be. So you might think we came out of different beings, but these are only masks we wear. Benny has turned around and now knows he is the light of the world. He knows he is infinite love, and may I tell you, when you see infinite love, you will see man. You will see he who is the gathering togetherness of all. I will know you by the light, and you will know me by the light. But when we know each other as one, it will be as love, and that is man. Everyone is gathered into the human form divine. Not one will be lost, for in the beginning we agreed to dream this world into being in concert. Then we went our separate ways, to falling into different states of consciousness and blaming others for the discords in our world. That's all right, for one day we will return and all the discords will be resolved into perfect harmony as we expand beyond what we were prior to the play.